Now let's compare Chinese J-10 with India's Tejas Mk1A. Now these are two aircrafts that come under the category of light combat aircraft. And to do this comparison, we have got a lot of data on our data wall, as you can see. So we start with general characteristics. Now as you can see, J-10C of China is a small single engine multi-role fighter aircraft. And when we talk about Tejas, it is also a single engine aircraft, but it is a multi-purpose fighter. I'll tell you what does that mean, why India's LCA is a multi-purpose fighter aircraft. When we talk of the Chinese, they are designed for strike, that is interdictory strikes and air-to-air combat. When we talk about LCA Tejas, it is designed for offensive air support, close combat, ground attack and ground maritime operational support. So this is what is the reason that makes LCA a multi-purpose aircraft. Now going further ahead in general categories, general characteristics, we see the Chinese J-10C is designed for strikes and air-to-air combat that I just mentioned. But when we talk of LCA Tejas, it has got state-of-the-art fly-by-wire fire control systems, and it is equipped with advanced multi-mode radars and integrated digital avionics. What that means is basically that there is a far better situational awareness with the pilot on Tejas Mk1A as compared to J-10, which means that when we talk of the OODA cycle, the man with the trigger has got better options and he has a greater probability to kill the enemy, which means victory. So now let's compare their structural dimensions. Now here you can see the Chinese aircraft is about 51 feet 7 inches long, and Tejas is shorter than the Chinese counterpart. It is at 43 feet and 4 inches, which means that it has got a lesser radar footprint, which is advantage Tejas. Now when we talk about the wing area, as far as the Chinese aircraft is concerned, its wing area is 360 square feet, and when we talk about Tejas, it is 413 square feet, which implies that Tejas has got a larger wing area. If you look at the pictures, the aircraft Tejas has got delta wings, while that with the Chinese, they are not delta wing, which further implies that there is more agility with Tejas when compared to the Chinese counterpart. Now talking about the weight, Chinese aircraft J-10C is 19,277 kgs, and max takeoff weight for the Tejas is 30,500 kgs, which goes to say that Tejas is much more lighter aircraft. When we look at J-10C, it can produce a thrust of 140 kilonewton. When we talk of Tejas Mk1A, it produces 85 kilonewton with afterburners. So that goes to say, when we look at this data, that J-10C is a much more powerful aircraft. But when we go back and compare the two aircrafts in terms of what their weight is, we'll realize that J-10C is far much heavier aircraft, and it requires far much more thrust to compete and compare with an aircraft like ours, that is Tejas Mk1A. Now another factor that should be compared is the speed, the top speed. Now top speed here as well, J-10C has got a higher speed at 2,305 kilometers per hour, while Tejas has 2,220 kilometers per hour. So here in this case, J-10C has a little advantage over Tejas. J-10C has one missile, that is air-to-air combat missile, that is PL-1 missile, which has a range of 145 kilometers, while Tejas has got three types of missiles: Astra-1, Astra-2 and the Derby missile. And to its advantage is a very modern Uttam AESA radar. Now Uttam AESA radar can look beyond the visual range. This gives a greater visibility to the pilot and greater choice when it compares to decision making. So that advantage is definitely there with Tejas Mk1A.